What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of My Friends Are Dope. I am your host, Yaw Geez. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button because we want to get this dope content to as many dope people just like yourself. Here with me today, a very special guest. I met this man, I want to say about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, which is actually, it's been a blur because it happened really quick, but we'll get into how we met earlier in the show. Good dude here. Big time Knicks fan. He is the co-host and senior editor of KnicksFanTV. I want to introduce everybody to my friend Alex Trataros, aka the Tratacaster. What's good, bro?
Yeah, what's good, my man? How you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. You know what I mean? Life is good. How you doing?
Well, you know how it is, man. Before I just hopped on here, I got my son who I'm putting down for a nap, so that was stressful. You said as soon as I joined, I looked that of a stressed parent. And
right.
Look, the thing is too is like he's sick. There's a lot of things going on this week, man. Like
right.
He's sick. We took the binky away from him, so now he's like trying to adjust to that. So he actually has gotten adjusted to that over the course of 3 days, but now it's like sick, and then he wants to. You know how it is, man. When kids are sick, they want to be comforted in 20 million different ways. So it's like right before I joined, man. That's how it is.
The one quote that resonates with me before I became a father is somebody told me, he was like, as soon as you think you haven't figured out, they change. As soon, you know what I mean? So that's the one thing that I've just kept in my mind every time, like she goes through a little shift in her mood, or she likes this and doesn't like this the next day. I just try to make sure to stay even keel. And then to remember that everything is temporary. So, you know, just you're doing a good job, though, I'm sure, bro. I'm here for all the dads, the conglomerate of fathers that keep each other together and keep each other honest, because it's a tough life we live. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, it is. Man, but that's such a valid statement, though. Every time, like, you think you figured them out,
right?
Drop of a hat.
They change. Yeah, man. So, get into how we met. That's how I like to start these things off. I started following the show. The Knicks were, it was 2021. The Knicks were making a semi-run. They had won like six games in a row. Julius was playing well, and I'm looking for positive Knick content online. I stumbled into KnicksFanTV. I see you and CP hosting the show, and I was really intrigued. I followed you on Twitter, and then we had some dialogue back and forth. You followed me back, and then I officially met you, ironically, at a Knicks game, face to face. Was the first time we met at a Knicks game. Ironically, the Knicks were playing the Timberwolves, and Karl-Anthony Towns hit a go-ahead bucket for the win, if I'm not mistaken. That was in 2022. But prior to that, we had been friends for a while, just having a lot of banter about our beloved Bakers. And yeah, man, since then I've seen your UNCP's platform grow astronomically. Really proud of what you guys done, and when everybody's done it in this space, as the Knicks have kind of like had this progression and ascension through the league and to becoming contenders, is really dope to see. So really proud of you guys. And I guess my first question for that I have for all Knicks fans is, how did you become a Knicks fan? What is your inception into Knicks fandom?
Damn. So let's see. How did I become a Knicks fan? It all went back to LJ, like when he hit the 4-point play, man. It was that season, like, yeah, my dad, my mom were big Knicks fans, like growing up in the 90s, being in New York. Both my parents are immigrants. My dad was born in Greece, immigrated over here. My mom born in Jamaica, went to the UK first, then she came over to America. But the biggest thing they had in common when they were living in New York is just rooting for the Knicks, and they both were behind, like, Patrick Ewing. They both supported Patrick Ewing. Funny enough, like, my dad said, you should play basketball, because I was going like, at a very high rating. He's like, maybe you'll be like Patrick Ewing. I'm like, as a kid, you're like, you think I would be like 6'10",
6 something, right?
Tall? Like, all right, man. He's like, because what was it? They had me in rec playing like power forward center too, because I was like one of the tallest kids for my age. Right. So Patrick Ewing was always like mentioned in the household, but I really like
Also, being Jamaican, I'm sure your mother had a little attachment to Patrick as well.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure. Absolutely. I mean, that was like, what Jamaica wasn't supporting Patrick Ewing? You come from the Rock, you come all the way to the States, the upbringing, right? And it's just a connection to home. And to see a Jamaican in New York City, the biggest melting pot there is. We know how many Jamaicans are in New York City, man. You can go to the Bronx, you go to Brooklyn, you can go anywhere, and you'll run into a Jamaican.
No question.
And so like, it's like that camaraderie, right? Like being from the island, getting your way over to America, then being in New York, how can you not support Patrick? But
of course,
you know, growing up, like, I was a Knicks fan, but I didn't really have like my formative, like, memorable moment until the LJ 4-point play, right? Because like when you're in elementary school, you're not watching every single game. Your parents are watching every single game. You remember being next to them. Like, I remember watching a lot of the Yankees, like, I'm next to them. But it's like, seeing that 4-point play, I was like, oh man, that guy's cool. And like he was
Right.
playing the position that I was trying to play growing up, power forward. So it's like I could relate to him and just like the strength that he played with. But it was that 4-point play, man, that really set me to becoming a Knicks fan. Like that formative, memorable moment.
Right. That was one of the biggest moments in my life as a Knicks fan. I think I was like 16, 17, and it was just we had hit a couple bumps in the road. I was 13 when the Knicks went to the finals and lost. I was 14 when Pat missed the layup, which a friend of mine named Curtis was there for, and I was the first time I could ever remember being visibly angry. So, as Knicks fans, and we're going through this right now, we've all had these highs and these super lows, and the valleys in between have just always been interesting. But it just keeps us loyal as a fan base, man. And you guys have done a good job being like at the forefront of that for this era of Knicks fans.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. It's not easy being doing Knicks therapy, but
Right.
But it's fun, man. It's fun.
Right. Later on in the show, we're gonna have our own therapy session because there's some things discussed going on with them right now that I need to get off of my chest. Definitely. So you grew up in the Westchester area, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Westchester. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But you currently live outside of Boston, and this Boston and New York have always had this thing, and obviously recently we had our series last year where the Knicks ousted them in 6 games. What has it been like being a Knicks fan in the Boston area?
So I actually live in Boston.
Okay.
I live
in Boston proper. Okay.
Oh yeah, man. I live in Boston proper. But how's it? It's so weird, man, because like being out here, there's a lot of Knicks fans out here, so it's like it's not that much. And like I think if you go through the hierarchy of like who they hate the most, it's obviously Yankees number 1. Like you hate the Yankees if you're from Boston. Number 2 would probably be the Jets. They hate the Jets and the Giants. Giants more so than the Jets. Jets would be number 3. Then you could probably get somewhere between Knicks and Rangers. Like Rangers are not even in their same conference. Like they're in the same conference, but not in the same division.
Same division.
Knicks are in the same division, but outside of probably like 80s, there hasn't been that much animosity. Now there is, which is really cool. And both teams are really good because usually like when either team's doing well, it's like 80s. Knicks were like that was like their dark years, right? When they were good in the 70s, like the Celtics were just finishing their run as like one of the like dominant teams in the NBA during the 60s going into the 70s. And then you think about I said 80s, like that's the Celtics when they were going. 90s, right? That's the Knicks. That's when the Knicks were really good. Then you get the early 2000s when it's like so it's always been back and forth, man. And living out here, like now there's a little bit more animosity, especially since we knocked them out last year.
Oh
like,
man,
you like everyone's chirping, and you know how like Brown said, "Oh, we want to spin the block," right?
Right.
Fans want to spin the block because they came in there. I can't. This is what's so annoying living in the city, man. City's nice, pretty, all that stuff. I just hate the sports teams, right?
I hear you.
That's what it is.
So I lived in Connecticut I was born in Connecticut, but I ended up living in Connecticut for 8 years as an adult, and watching the Pats dominate, and then like the Sox winning chips, and even the Bruins winning championships. You know what I mean? Obviously, the Celtics had their title run in '08. Man, I would say this: Boston sports fans are some of the most, even though they're passionate, they're some of the toughest to deal with. Them, Philadelphia is just like there's this arrogance and entitlement that comes with it. It's so much to deal with that the fact that it gets to the point where you actually resent a lot of the fans there. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even necessarily sure if it might be a little twinge of jealousy from us because we haven't had as much success sports wise as they have. But man, they are tough. They are a tough bunch to deal with, but they are passionate. So I'll give them that.
They are passionate, and this is the thing though. And my boy who grew up here is a Knicks fan because he was born in Westchester, then moved out here when he was like mad young. And he said like he has friends from the area, right? Because he went to high school out here, the whole 9 yards. He said what's wrong with Boston sports fans currently is that they can hop it back and forth between any team, and no one really has to endure like being locked in with one team. Like when the Yankees were good, like you tune into the Knicks, but you follow the Yankees because that was like the team. Same thing with the Giants. When the Giants were, even when they made their magical run, and football is just an easier sport to follow because of how short it is.
Right. Once a week.
Yeah, and then it's like once a week, but then at the same time, like, do you really need to know every single player if like you're a casual fan, right? Basketball, basketball, like because it goes on at the same time as hockey, I feel like it's kind of fractured.
Right.
So, but being so like in New York, it's like it's just tough to be all over the place, right? Out
And there's so many
here,
teams.
yeah,
There's 2 teams. There's 2 teams per sport.
and two teams
in
per
the city.
sport. So
Right.
they're locked into one team for each and every single sport. But if one team's not doing well, they can hop to the next team very easily.
Right.
It's like, oh, Pats aren't doing it. Well, Bruins are on. Look at them right now. They're in the postseason. They're losing right now to the Sabres. But look, you can do to them. Celtics. Oh, if the Bruins lose, we got the Celtics. You know.
Right.
So they keep popping back and forth, man, between teams, and that's what's even more annoying is that you don't have to. It's not like you're like for Knicks fans, like for me, like I'm a Jets fan, I'm a Yankee fan. Like the Yankees aren't the same as like the Yankees in the '90s and early 2000s. Like Knicks are like, I love the Knicks. That's my number one team. But like if they're not doing well, you think I'm going to rely on the Jets, bro? Coming this like, even though they're drafting well, you think I'm going to go rely on the Jets? Like, come on now,
Right?
Like I'm going to be waiting for the next Knicks season. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even though that is my team, that's really what I'm looking forward to be like, all right, we could build something off of here. There's going to be some success there because of the foundation that they laid. Boston here, man, they're so arrogant because they could just hop back and forth between every single sports team, and it's just like enough already, man. Enough.
Right. It's funny that you mentioned so even the football thing. Like I'm a big Giants fan, but the Knicks are my absolute darling franchise that I love. I mean, I've loved them since I was probably like 9-10 years old. And the funny thing is, the other night we were playing. I think we were playing Game 3. It was the same night as the NFL draft, and the Giants had 2 picks in the top 10. And people are like, yo, what you think about the draft today? I said, yeah, I'm not thinking about none of that today. Whoever they pick is who they pick. We are in the mix of a scuffle right now, like in a real live playoff battle. I don't care. I'll deal with the Giants when the Knicks season is over. Like I'm not focused on any of that right now, you know? So basketball is always, I feel like basketball has always been number one for me. I also feel like, I don't even lived in the city for a while, but there's nothing that galvanizes New York City like the Knicks. I mean, I've worn Yankee hats all through the city, all my last 30 years. When I wear any Knick apparel, somebody stops me to talk about the Knicks because I think mainly because I think there's more like there are a lot less casual Knicks fans than you think. A lot of these people are locked in. I think this is an educated fan base. Everybody knows the players. Everybody knows what's going on with the team. Everybody has a pulse on the team. So like when you wear a Knick hat or a Knick hoodie, somebody's going to stop you and want to have a chat about the Knicks, even if it's for 2 minutes. They're going to ask you like, "What do you think about the Knicks this year?" You know. So it's just a great fan base, and I'm even though it's painful, I'm just extremely loyal to it. I'm happy that I'm a part of this new wave of content creators, and I've been able to meet people and just through the Knicks. So it's been dope, definitely.
For sure, man. And I mean, even though I joke about Knicks therapy, like I love the Knicks community. Yeah. Everything over at KFTV, any platform that's doing anything with Knicks related, man, like I just love the Knicks fan base. It's the passion is there, as you said, the knowledge is there. Yeah, there's differences, man, and sure, there could be some takes that are out of left field when you come through any social media, man.
No question.
But there's no like. The passion is just always there, and I love that passion. I think the bigger thing too is, and I'd love to see like a graph about it, right? Because if you think about like we talked about, there's 2 sports teams in the city. Forget Brooklyn, because the Nets are New Jersey to me. Like
still,
they
no
started
question.
out in LI, they started in New York. That was ABA. Then they went over to New Jersey. That's really where they made their home, right? You think about Kmart over there, Jason Kidd. That's that team. They moved back just because of like the pull that Jay-Z had, right? There's really just one basketball team in New York that's been a mainstay, and that is the Knicks. Like whether it is having the Giants, the Jets, right? Whether it is having the Rangers, the Islanders, maybe you're even a Devils fan, right? There's you got that baseball, Yankees, Mets, right? Even back in the day, like you go throw it all the way back. You're talking about Dodgers that were also in this area too, right? And so there's just been so many teams that have come through the city, but the Knicks are the only team that has been one, really. Like, and that's stayed here that entire time.
And have played in the same building. Yeah, it's the same building that it was 60 years ago, you know? So it's just like, you know, I'm like I said, just really thankful to be a Knicks fan and just be able to be in the community. As I said, 6 years ago, I was looking for just Knick content, you know, and the algorithm was nowhere as fierce as it is now, but I guess I had to go searching. I stumbled upon you guys. So I just like to know, how did you get with CP and Knicks Fan TV?
Yeah, man, I didn't know CP from an Adam, man. I started like my career started off as being a writer for Fansided. Tried my own podcast. You met my boy John Malika. You came through
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
show.
I was on that podcast. Yeah, I was on that
man, you were
podcast.
on yeah, man. You were on that show as well, talking Knicks with us. And look, it started off from writing and just creating my own content through Fanside, working my way up there. I started off like at the New York page, Empire Writes Back, then went to Hoops Habit, which is their main NBA writing site,
Right.
and just creating content there and working my way up. And I reached out like you, like looking for Knicks content. That's what I was doing.
Right.
And I found Knicks Fan TV. Like I found Knicks Film School. I found Knicks Fan TV. I found before the guys were at the Strickland, they were part of what's the one, the SB Nation Knicks blog site.
SB Nation. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Posting and Toasting. Shout out to Posting.
Posting and Toasting. Yes.
So I was following all those guys because that was really like even Nick of Time show, Jay Ellis, man.
Right.
Following all
Right.
those guys.
Right.
Following all those guys, man. And like I started my own blog site thinking, oh, I'll be different. I'll create my own thing. And the next thing you know, you start doing some research. You're like, oh, snap. A lot of people.
Everybody's got one. Yeah.
Everybody creates something about the
Right.
Knicks, man.
Even I remember Anthony MSG had an internet radio show before it was called podcast.
Yeah.
Anthony MSG, I was listening to him on a weekly. I remember he had Pete Rock on there and he had Jadakiss on there. He was getting some really good guests. And I don't know, that whole era of just like, and it was tough because the Knicks weren't great. You know what I mean? They just weren't a great squad.
Watch, man.
So it was tough to watch, and it's like you didn't want to share in the sorrow. You know what I mean? And so when they started getting good, it's kind of when it was funny because it kind of all happened at the same time, like Knicks Film School, and the Knicks Wall was another one I was following as well. And it was just like all these entities and all these platforms that you can just get content from and interact with the fans of these platforms, even interact with the hosts of these platforms. Another thing, like all the hosts are pretty, they're accessible. You know what I mean? They don't really shy away from talking to their fan bases or their followers. I don't know. It's just really, I would venture to say, and I don't know about a lot of other fan bases and their platforms, but the Knicks have a robust fan base and robust platforms that all interact with each other. They're all cool with each other, and they all make each other better to me.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, look, a rising tide raises all ships, right?
Ooh, I like that. Okay,
but then even when like CP started when the Knicks were bad during that KP trade, right? I started right before RJ got drafted. That's when I started, and still that wasn't like a great time. Like you're still watching this team, but I feel like if you were around during then, you really saw the passion of people who like really love this team. And let's think about like how the news outlets were covering then. Like it was just going left and right. Like everything was just about Dolan or anything. Like no one really talked about the players in the development. So getting back to how I met CP and like how that came through, like I wanted to do that same thing. I wanted to break down like, hey man, like there's a lot of good stuff going on right now. We can't just talk about like what Dolan is doing. We can't just talk about the Dolan and Oakley, case. Like there's so much more to this team. Like how can RJ impact this team if he joined? All right, they had an off season. How is Julius going to be able to impact this team? Like what positive outlooks do you have? I remember like my first article was about Alonzo Trier because I believe that he could be a legit six man. It's like stuff.
I'm
like
a
that.
big Trier fan too. Yeah,
the belief, man.
Right.
And so from there, like I started creating written content, and I had a few like videos for Fansided here and there, right even before I started doing the pod, and like I reached out to CP because he was sponsoring like a beard oil. I was like, oh, what's the name of that brand? Like where's all this? Like I just sent him a DM. I needed that, and the next thing you know, he reached out to me saying, yo, would you be interested in doing like a voiceover for Frank Ntilikina? Because I started doing some like written stuff. He's like, I like you like the way I was writing my articles. So then we collaborated through that, and like I was a supporter of his show too, like tapping in on the regular as well. So prior to that, that's how we connected, man. And then from there, just like constantly leveling up, man, and going through, the entire grind of like watching 82 games, breaking it all down, man, from every single angle. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's been a great ride.
No doubt. And look, listen, man, I appreciate your dedication. 82 games you guys have. It's literally every single night you guys do a show post game. There's been preseason post game content. You know what I mean? You guys are really locked in, and you guys have really taken heed to the mantra you guys have developed for the fans by the fans. And recently you guys amassed 100,000 fans. What has it been like to just be at the forefront of watching this particular network grow?
Dude, it's been great. Like I joined when there was 12,000 subscribers.
Right.
So just to see that and just like it's been cool to watch because CP's it's CP's baby, man. He started that's all him right there to start, and like it's cool just watching his growth as like a host, as like a content creator, as like a creator of like a media outlet, man. At this point it's media because it's not just
it's an outlet. Oh yeah, no question.
All those things. Just seeing just like the effort and like how it's become, like I said, like a media company, and just grown from just being a YouTube channel, man, to like we got newsletters, we got writers, editors, video editors, like it's a whole production at this point. And to see, it's funny, man, because I just started out like writing, and then to like you just hop into this thing, you're like, oh wow, this is like a legit organization at this point, like, and seeing essentially how the sausage is made, right? Right. It's really cool, and to think that CP started this like with a vision, trying out many different things, and then it goes from like the flagship being post game. Now we're doing previews. Now we're doing play by play. You got weekly shows. You got all these different ways of just creating content. Like I said, newsletters. We got a bunch of writers creating dope content through the newsletter. Whether it's Jalen, Omar, Jeff, you got Joe who's doing a lot of great things. Remy. All those guys are doing a lot of great things, man. Just like I had to create a guideline. Like I created a writer's guideline for like how do you write out statistics so that there's actually like a formula, so that way it's not, because these are like the little things that you don't think about, like when you go to like a blog site, right? It's like
yes.
Oh, why is it like if you go to one site, like why is it written out like 99 with the percentage sign or versus 99.9 with the word percent written out? Like there's formulas like that. So like I create a guideline like that, and it's just seeing the effort and the detail that goes into it, and making sure everything's like just like formulated, right? And just like helping people who join, like you want to make sure that you have a SOP, man, as they say in the corporate world.
Right.
It's
Standard
just really
procedure.
cool to see that, man. But it's still like the cool thing is like it's creating those levels, but at the same time, like we're just us, man. Like we're just Knicks fans who just really love the Knicks and just love covering it. Like you can talk to anybody in that Slack channel, man. Like that is probably the most fun thing, is that I can't spill too much tea that's going on in the Slack, but there's some heated debates, man. There's some heated debates on the regular.
I can imagine.
Very cool.
I can imagine. I mean, my group chat is always popping. You know what I mean? As far as like with people with wild takes, you see wild takes on your show in the comments. You see wild takes. You guys do a segment called Worst Take, which is great. And obviously you'll see the takes on Twitter, whether post game, all season, whatever. It gets crazy. Speaking of Twitter, KnicksFanTV, they are the reigning champions of Knicks Twitter Day. Which was I had Sean on. I had Sean on a couple weeks ago.
Shout out to Sean.
Big shout out to Sean. And we were just talking about how great the event was, and how like I guess I'm not sure what I was expecting from the event itself, but I met so many people. Like just another way to just kind of like commune and and break bread with people. Man, it was I think it was 8 teams. You guys came away with the trophy. I missed the championship game because it ran a little late. But what was the feeling in the locker room per se after the big win at Knicks Twitter Day?
Bro, you have to understand, we came down from a deficit. We were down.
I heard.
We were down like 10, 15 points, something like that.
Right.
And then to come through with the victory, man, that's like imagine seeing like it felt like the Knicks beating the Celtics. Like from that coming behind victory, man. You know what I mean? That's how it felt.
Right.
But it's great. And it's like what's really cool is that, you see all of them practicing. Like we never practiced together. None of us ever practiced together. Like, we're all over the place, man. Like, and like you look at that entire team. I was looking at the entire team. I was like, maybe outside of like 2 people, like the entire team is a bunch of fathers just coming together. So we all got our kids. We're all like hoisting up the trophy. Like it's kids of like varying ages, man. It's hilarious.
Right.
But like, it was cool just like to even meet everybody in person, just to hoop, man, and just to connect on that bond, to like share like the competitiveness, like because like that's the other thing too, man. Like we're all competitive, like at KFTV,
but I feel like most people in this space are hoopers at heart, right? Like people, a lot of people who are in that Knicks space who are like, I always say there's a basketball court on every single corner in New York City, so it's the city game, and if you've had any like attachment to New York. If you lived in Westchester, if you lived in Long Island, if you lived in Jersey, like there's just a certain like hoop energy that you get from being a Knicks fan, and that was exhibited pretty well on that day, man. I was really happy to see. I watched 2 of your games. I watched the first round. I think the semifinal I watched. Then I had to go to a barbecue. It was July 4th. So I had to go to a barbecue, but
hopefully it's not July 4th, man. This time.
No. Ironically, Sean already told me the date has been released. It's July 18th this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I guess my question: will Knicks Fan TV be competing this year? Will they be defending their title?
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna be out there defending our title.
Okay.
I wish that was announced sooner because now I got to change some dates around.
Right. I don't think it's been officially announced, but he told me on the podcast. So I mean, that'll just serve as the official announcement. But July 18th, it's going down. It is going down. No question.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
yeah, we're gonna be back out there, man. We're gonna be competing. And look, the other thing that you mentioned too is like you get to see everybody else, man, and like it's good to see like my guy Claudio out there. It's good to see Jeff Johnson, man. It's good to see you even, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was great just to dap up with you again. Just see it's like a great place just for everyone to connect and even getting to see people who aren't even creators and just want to go out there and support, man, and just see people who are behind the scenes in that way who are supporting you. I think that's the dopest thing, man, and just connecting, talking about the Knicks that way. That Knicks tour today was a phenomenal event, man. So phenomenal that you even see Lakers and other content creators trying to copy the same thing.
Everybody's trying to copy.
Not gonna be the same.
You can't mimic it. And it's funny because I remember one of the Florida guys was upset that they didn't get the invite to the Knicks tour today. And it's like, yo, bro, listen, you got to wait your turn. You know what I mean? Like, this thing was a very organic thing, and people. The unfortunate thing is that people are going to be left out. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is, particularly in the first year. But people, like you said, Lakers fans are trying to do it. I believe Heat fans are trying to do something as well. Like, I always felt like this fan base has always set the standard for the fan bases outside of even look, Hawks Fan TV. I saw that the other day. I was just like, that's like I don't know if they got it from you guys or like they stole the name from you, but it's got to be some influence there from you guys as a unit and as a conglomerate. So really proud of you guys. Now, Alex, it is therapy session time.
Let's start, yeah. What's going on, man?
Let me go lay on the couch one time and just let me lay back and get my thoughts out. So Knicks are in a series with the Hawks. It's 2-2. The series, if we make 2 buckets, the series is probably over, which is a crazy thing to say, but we are in a dogfight. How are you feeling about the series in general and the way the Knicks have performed?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine about this series, man. I mean, it's annoying that we're down in the series. We were down. Let me rephrase that because it's 2-2 now. But it's annoying that we were down at one point 1-2 to the Hawks, where it's like this is a team that's just, a lot of the stuff was just put around mid-season. Like you think about C.J. McCollum, you think about anybody else that joined that team. It was like, this is like a mid-season like acquisition stuff, and it's playing out well for them. Like this shouldn't be going this way for a team that's been together now for another year. We talk about continuity. Right. The pieces that we're talking about that we're added is just to start it off was not C.J. McCollum, Jordan Clarkson. Like that's really the biggest thing that you added, and then we're being down to a C.J. McCollum-led team. That's crazy. Right. That's crazy, especially with the inexperience that they have on that side. Like C.J. and Naw are the only two guys. The guys that had like real deep postseason runs and experience. And so being down to them, it's like, this shouldn't be the case. This should not be the case whatsoever. But look, they tied it up right now, and they're looking to go back home tomorrow, right? Because we're doing this on Monday. They should win tomorrow, man. Because what we saw in Game 4, that's what we expected from this team the entire time. Because we've seen it the entire regular season, man. Right. And let me say we didn't see it the entire. Let me rephrase that, because we didn't see it the entire time during.
We saw the spots.
We saw the spots. We've seen the highs against Boston in February, against Denver in March, and then it's like, oh, this team can really get to those heights. And then even that 7-game win streak, then the 3 games to lose afterwards, you're like, those 10 games right there is like, why is this a catastrophic drop in production, man? And then they end the season strong, and then you think that would translate to how they start, and it's still not that. It's like, what are we doing, man? Like, what exactly are we doing here? And it's very difficult.
Outside of that, the series, our boy, our captain, he struggled a little bit, a lot of bit. Honestly, they've thrown some coverages at him. They've thrown some bigger defenders at him, and and normally I'm not concerned about Brunson, but I do think the ankle is lingering from early in the year against Sacramento. He hasn't looked as spry, hasn't looked as sharp. How do you feel about Brunson's performance, and what do you see going forward for him? Do you think he's hurt a little too hurt? Do you think it's more of the defense that's affecting him? Because the 6 turnovers yesterday, the other day, were very, very unlike Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? So for me, I know I'm a little concerned about him right now, but I have ultimate faith that he'll recover. How do you feel? How you feel about Brunson in this series?
Look, man, in this series, it's been tough to watch. He's had his brilliance in some games, moments. I think part of it is the ankle that you're talking about. That it's still nagging. I mean, he also re-injured it again, right in the last game. So let's see how he bounced back from that. It's tough, man, because I think it's partially that. I think too, it's like he's going against a very young athletic team. That is like we can't throw shade at Atlanta to the fact that this was going to be a wash. They got the 6th seed outright, and so when I even came in here believing the Knicks could win in 5, it's not the fact that I think that we're going to be blowing the doors off these guys.
Right.
It's the fact that it was going to be competitive, but they have enough experience knowing how to close out.
Right.
Didn't show us that in game 2 and game 3.
No.
And I agree with you in the fact that I think it's the ankle that is still bothering him from Sacramento. I mean, he just hasn't looked great since then. Like, he's had moments throughout the season, and once again, it's going to be moments that he's had in this series too. That being said, I'm not going to throw shade at Atlanta. They're doing a great job defending him, man. I mean, they just have the length, the wingspan, the athleticism to guard him too, and I think having a bum ankle plus having to go against that, it's all of it together, man.
Right.
And like, it's just tough, man, because I think he can figure it out. Right. But I think this series is not going to be his game. It's just not for him to be the one to be featured, right? Like, I think Boston is more of the series where he could be featured. Even against, let's say, I know Boston's up 3-1. Let's even say if it was Philly in the next round. Right. That's a series where he could be more so featured. No just question. Because I think the matchup itself is like, you don't have these crazy athletic wings, guys who can really just,
bother you, get in his chest,
get in the passing lanes, and who know how to fight over screens. Like, no shade to Atlanta, man. Like I said, the Knicks were going to beat this team in 5, not thinking that each game was going to be a blowout, but believing that because the Knicks had the experience, if it came to a close game, and I did say it was going to be a close game in my previews. It's that the fact that having that experience, you can feel confident in knowing how to close it out. I think a good reference is to look at like what the Spurs did against Portland the other day, right? Where Portland was up going into the halftime, but even with somebody like De'Aaron Fox, like guys who are like talented, understand the moment. Harrison Barnes in that game too, man. Like all these guys understand. Luke Cornett, like they've all been there. They can bring that veteran presence, saying like, "Yo, calm down. It's okay. Play our game. We'll chip away. Each possession is going to be crucial, but as long as we execute to our standards, we'll be okay." Even if you look at Boston, right, in that game 3 where Philly came back, you see Andre Drummond and PG doing pick and roll after pick and roll. Boston came back and said, "Yo, we're a championship caliber team here, man. Like, we've won in the past. We know how to put the clamps on, and we know how to score." Knicks did not do that in game 2 and game 3, partially because they were trying to run it through Brunson. This is not the series to run through Brunson. As we saw in game 4, Cat is the guy to be doing it through in this one. And I'm not even the biggest Cat guy, man, but I got to give credit. I like to call it like I see it, man. People like to think he's played well since like after All-Star break, man.
He's been one of the better players in the playoffs thus far. As far as in all the, if you take the scheme of all the teams and like you take the statistics and just the play, he's been one of the best players in the playoffs thus far through 4 games.
100%. And like I said, like even after All-Star break, he bought into Mike Brown's system, and he's been playing much better. Like, he's cut down on the stupid fouls. He's not driving aimlessly at the rim. He's playing more composed. Whether or not you like the amount of shot attempts he's taken or the lack thereof, he's playing his role to a T. And then when you start seeing him as a hub passing, I mean, he got a triple-double, but it was the most efficient triple-double I've seen from a player in a minute, man, outside of Josh Hart, like in a couple seasons.
10 shots. I mean, that you can't. I cannot say enough about the way he's played in this series. He's played outstanding, and he's been legitimate on defense, legitimately good. Not okay. He's been good on defense.
Dude, the way he met Johnson at the rim, Jalen Johnson, that is at the rim, like that's incredible. So in this series, like I like this is not gonna be a Brunson series, man. And I think Brunson, you know, we talk about a lot of guys talk like Hearts talk about checking egos, right? Last season, you gotta check egos at the door. Brunson's got to be another guy to check his ego, man. You see that? You see that beef? I don't even know what he's talking about with his father, but his father being coach, like, yo, settle down, man. Checking his ego, like, yo, we're trying to win here, man. Like,
trying to win a game,
Forget about whatever you want right now. What makes sense for this team? And if what makes sense for this team is to run through Karl-Anthony Towns, that's what it should be. And honestly, that's how this team was designed. Like, it was to give Brunson that rest. He's supposed to be that guy that you rely on in the fourth quarter. That if things aren't going well, like, yo, he's the break glass in case of emergency in the second, third, first quarter, whatever it may be, that we need to get some answers. He'll give you some answers, but it's not to be the entire game, man. That's exhausting.
It is.
Like, that's exhausting. Like,
you've done it for 3 years in a row. Give yourself a break. You know what I mean? There's been no bigger fan of Jalen Brunson is my favorite Knick outside of Patrick Ewing ever. But I like he stamped it already. This 3-year run he's been on, I have not. I'll say this as an adult, I have not felt this good about being a Knicks fan. But we did get Karl-Anthony Towns just to take the pressure, relieve you of some pressure during the game. And I think if he leans into that, we should get out of this series by the end of the weekend. We should be done with the series by Thursday. You know, if possible. So I'm hoping he leans into that. Stop trying to go band for band with CJ McCollum. I understand the competitive nature in you just wants to, you know, one up the guy on the other end. But bigger picture, man. You know, we're trying to get to the next series healthy, and we're trying to get to the next series as soon as possible, you know, without any injury. So hopefully he leans to that, and we'll see what happens.
For sure. And, like, look, the other thing, too, is that it's not even just going band for band with CJ. Like, you don't need to go band for band for against all the wings either. Like, game 2, it felt like it was a personal vendetta to go against every single wing that was out there that was guarding him. Like, you can't guard me. Like, dude, you know what? You know what the best players do? Like, they realize, like, yo, I don't need to necessarily score to make this defense bend. I can make it bend by being like a dummy, like somebody who's not going to be out there being that, you know. And so, like, he's got to, like, recognize that and say, guess what? Like, if I step back and play my game and whatever the defense is giving me, it's going to open it up for everybody else. And then when no one's thinking, then I can get going and really attack, because everyone's going to be everyone's prepared, man. You and I know that's what they're preparing for, to stop Jalen Brunson.
No question.
Why don't you throw everybody off and be like, you know what I can give the best example for? And I know you've played pickup, man. You know how, like, you could be feeling hot, right? You could be bringing the ball up, feeling hot, making every single shot. That defender knows how to chat, and he's like, "Yo, shoot it." He's like getting you, like, "Oh, you're not gonna get this one." He's egging you on so that you do take it and then get out of rhythm, right? Because as soon as you miss the next 2, then you're gonna be in your head like, "Damn, am I out of rhythm?" But the smart play is, let me go set my teammates up, man. I'm gonna prove to you that you ain't gonna get in my head, and then he's got to think again. And so that's what Jalen Brunson needs to do.
Indeed. All right, so we're gonna get you out of here. We have one more segment called Rapid Fire Dope. I'm gonna go through a few things, quick answers, you know, based on Knicks and other things. So here we go. First question. Being that you are of Greek descent and Jamaican descent, it is Thanksgiving, and there's gyro meat and there's curry goat. Which one are you picking?
First of all, it's gyro. Let's go with gyro.
Gyro. You know what's funny is that my Chicago homies tell me that all the time. It's gyro, but being from the East Coast, we call it gyro. Right.
So what is it's you saying
gyro and curry goat? Which one?
Oh, I'm taking gyro. The fact of the matter is, here's the reason. Okay. I've had so much curry goat growing up. It's like at some point it's like, all right, man,
I'm good.
Like, you know, it's hilarious. It's like, even my wife, like, we'll go get, like, when we get Jamaican food, she's like, "You want curry goat?" I'm like, "No, I'm good, I don't." Man. Like, I know it's like is the flag. It is like the staple. I get all that.
Top tier delicacy for me. Top tier.
For sure, man. But, like, look, at the same time too, like, you can only eat something so much in your life so many times. You're like, I feel you. Like, if you said jerk chicken, jerk pork, anything like that, you said another delic, I was like, right, I'm going that direction.
Fair. Okay, fair. You being in Boston and being a New York guy, I'm going to go Manhattan or New England clam chowder.
Oh, it's New England clam chowder.
I don't think it's close, honestly. It's the best soup I've ever had in my life, and particularly from if you get it from it's some places in Boston that you can get it. Also, Rhode Island has really good seafood places as well. So I'm definitely down with that. Who is your favorite Jet of all time?
Favorite Jet of all time? Ooh, that's a good one. Damn. There's some good ones too, man.
Damn. I'm not a Jet fan, but I grew up Mark Gastineau, Altoon.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't catch those guys, man. I gotta think about guys I've actually watched.
Wayne Corbett,
Wayne Corbett is definitely a guy.
Pennington,
just being a New York guy.
Right. I love Braylon Edwards when he was here too. I mean,
Braylon Edwards, that's my dog too, man.
Right, right.
He went out sad. I like Santonio Holmes. I got his jersey.
Santonio was tough, yeah.
You know, Crow is another one. I like Bart Scott. I like Calvin Pace. There's a lot of guys, man. Damn, that's like, damn.
It's tough. It's tough. That's why I asked it. That's why I asked the question, man.
Oh man. Good Lord, this is tough. Favorite Jet. It's tough to even say Revis because he went to the Pats and won a chip there too. I'm
that was nasty
about that.
That was nasty.
That's nasty work, my guy. That is nasty work. I get it. I get the business decision, but that is nasty work. I probably have to go. Damn.
You only get one, man.
I'm gonna go Santonio, man. I'm gonna stick true. I'm gonna stick true with the jersey I got.
That's fair. That's fair. My last question is, I have two questions. Who is your favorite opposing team to do game previews with?
Favorite team to do game of the week?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Game previews. Who gives me like good? Because it's also like it's reciprocal in the energy too. Like you need the good energy and the good banter.
Right.
Ooh.
Me personally, I love when you guys, the lady from Indiana. I think you guys have really good.
Indiana's good. Caitlin Cooper does a phenomenal job. She's awesome.
She's good.
My guy Alex Golden does a good job too. He's good to banter with from Indiana as well. My guy Dave Early, who covered the Sixers. That's another good guy to
He's really good too. Yeah. Yep.
I like my guy Bobby Manning for the Celtics. He's a good guy to banter with.
Manny's good.
There's some good ones, man. And it's probably one of those three right there. Just because think about playoffs, man. Chris Fedor from Cleveland too. He's another good one. He came in spicy that year.
That first year, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm certain of it.
Real spicy. Hasn't come back since. You know what, man? I'm gonna go with. I gotta go with Boston, man, because the numbers always go crazy. Because people from Boston, and it's just like people also know that I live out here, so it's even funnier when I'm out in the street.
Right, I'm sure.
I'd say number 2 is definitely Pacers, and either Caitlin or Alex. Those are the next ones, man.
Okay, cool. All right, and last question: when do the Knicks end this series with the Hawks?
Thursday.
Done deal.
Yeah,
done.
I say it with my chest.
It's got.
I'm not even. I think because here's the thing, they put themselves in a precarious situation. You have to win at home, like you got to win that one. Whatever you did on Thursday is going to be null if you lose on Tuesday. Like you can't come back to the Garden and lose that one. So they got to win that one. Then you also got to win Thursday when you go back down to their crib. You cannot push this to a game 7.
End it. That building is that's gonna be if we go to a game 7, that's gonna be a tense building.
And it's going to be tense for them. Let me say why they should end it on Thursday and not. They should play with their backs against the wall these next 2 games. Like they're about to lose. Like seriously.
Right.
Your owner just came out and said, NBA Finals are bust.
Right.
You push first round series to a game 7.
Everybody's
that's gonna be in the back of your head. That's gonna be in the back of your head,
right.
Thinking like, yo, and you're gonna be playing more tense. Shots are not gonna be falling. Like everything that we've seen is not gonna be the same for a game 7. Right. Game 7s are wacky, man.
Right,
they are completely wacky.
Particularly this day and age. Back in the day, I feel like when you had to go game 7 at home, more often than not, you're comfy. These days, I feel like it's a toss up every single time, and I don't want me personally, as stressed out as I was for game 3 and 4, I don't want any problems with a game 7. I don't want to see that at all. Like Alex, I didn't sleep after game 2. I could not sleep.
You know, we talk, man. Like we talk
right.
outside, like. We go back and forth, like sending voice memos and whatnot, and like, I didn't even want to talk after that. Like, you sent me a voice memo, I was like, bro, I don't even want to respond to this.
I hear, bro. Listen, I
was
just
so tight, man.
I had to send it to get off my chest because I couldn't talk to anybody else. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was bad, bro. I
didn't want to talk to anybody, man. And like the other thing too, like I work out here, so people are like, oh, what's going on? Like, and Boston, like, what's funny is that happened, and then because the Knicks started off, so then Boston went down 1-1. I was like, oh, what are you talking about now, man?
Right.
What are y'all talking about now?
Give you a little
don't
leeway.
worry about your
Give
team.
a little leeway. Right. Well, listen, man. I appreciate you hopping on. Give all the people your information where they can find you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on, man. Glad to see you doing the show, man. Glad to see you out there content creating yet again. Because also for people who don't know, I know a lot of your friends know, man. I know this. Right. That's the other thing we got to bond about is like your lyricism, man. I mean, it's top tier. Your lyricism is top tier, man. And
I appreciate it, man.
I still listen to your stuff, man. I still listen to your stuff. And I told you, when I listen to your music, I'm like, yo, this guy is like reminding me of like little brother. Like listen to like little brother, man. So like I love the flow, man. You do a phenomenal job. So if people don't know about that, go check out his music, man. All over the place, Spotify.
Yeah. Spotify, YouTube, whole nine. I'm on all that. Yeah, go search Yaw Geez. But yeah, what's your tag? What's your IG information and Twitter information?
Tratacaster 101, man. It sounds the way that it's pronounced. You can find me on all social media. It's the same thing all over the place. Just hit me up over there, man. Making Knicks content. Go over to KnicksFanTV. Go over to youtube.com/KnicksFanTV. Go find us there. We'll be putting out content over there, covering this thing left, right, and center. And then you can go find me on all social media. Just talk about the Knicks, basketball, whatever, man. Appreciate you as always, yeah. Appreciate you.
Of course, man. Hey, man. I appreciate you coming on, bro. And listen, I want to thank my man Alex Tratacaster Trataros. Is it Trataros? Trataros. Okay. I want to thank you for coming on. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so we can get this dope content out to more dope people like yourself. We'll be back with another one next week, and I hope you guys are well, and peace out. Y'all be safe.